Hey everyone, welcome to today's show. I'm here with Kelly Ann Gorman, and Kelly actually was my podcast coach, and so I'm really excited to have her on the show, and we're going to get to it and start talking. So Kelly, welcome.
Hi, how are you? Thanks so much for having me.
Good. How are you?
I am good. Just locked down, hunkered down.
Is it driving you crazy yet?
A little bit. Yesterday I went for a walk for the first time in a while, and it's just sad to look at the beach when I'm used to being able to walk on the beach. But I'm in San Diego, so you'll get arrested if you even try to step on the sand. So
Yeah.
try to stay get as much fresh air as possible.
I hear you. We still have to take care of ourselves and all this, right?
Exactly.
So Kelly, tell us a little bit about you, like what you do and how you got into what you do.
Oh my gosh. So I'm going to give you the really long story short. So for those of you listening, I go by the Happy Workaholic. That is the name of my brand. I am a podcaster. My show is all about entrepreneurship and mindset and so many other things. I have multiple series. I have a series called I Chose This Life that interviews other female and male now entrepreneurs. I had my first male guest the other day, which is so awesome. Cheryl, you've been a part of that series. Thank you.
Oh, amazing.
I have the Professional Patient series, which is a series I put together for other patients with a health journey, maybe somebody that's been misdiagnosed, such as myself, holistic healers, medical experts, family members, caregivers. I like to organize all of my shows by series because I have a lot of different guests. Most podcasts are really like one main topic.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is entrepreneurship, but I have a lot of people involved in my life and people that, you meet in the real world or on the internet. And I like to organize them in series. And then another one I have is called Leverage Your LinkedIn this series because I've been a LinkedIn coach for years. And so I bring on other LinkedIn experts. So podcasting has been a part of my life for almost 3 years now. I hit my 200th episode a couple weeks ago, which is crazy.
Yay, and congrats.
Thank you. So podcasting is my life right now, and I've been an entrepreneur for over a decade, a business and life coach, LinkedIn coach, podcast coach. I do a lot of coaching, and I started doing that 4 years ago because I was diagnosed with MS and this other disease called NMO, and basically you can become blind and paralyzed. So my work life experience was in the past, I was a pro makeup artist for 16 years. I traveled the world. I have worked on over 60 cruise ships and yachts. I got into private aviation. I was in luxury travel for about a decade. And when I got sick, I had to take all of that business experience and create coaching programs because the only way I could make money was on the internet. So if I was paralyzed, I would still have my laptop. I could still work from bed. I still had all of this knowledge. It's like when you go to school, you don't forget it. So I started creating different types of programs. And podcasting came about because that was when I had MS. And then when I got the diagnosis for sure that it was NMO, you're going to be blind and paralyzed. So if I were to become blind, I'll still have my voice. So that's when the podcasting started. I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk for years, and he just has this, like you and I, this East Coast mentality, like quick, get stuff done. And I just said to myself, I need a podcast because what if the internet part doesn't work? Like I'll just hire a team and they can produce my show, but I need to be able to share my story, use my voice, help other people, but bring it onto a show. So that's how the whole podcasting business started. And now here we are almost 3 years later, over 200 episodes. That's all I do.
Yeah.
And I coach my clients on it. I've done free services. I have almost 20 podcasts under my belt, which is crazy because I thought it was just going to be my show. But what happened was, long story short, like I promised, January 23rd, 2019, I was misdiagnosed. So all of the drugs, all of the rounds of chemo, all of the hospital stays, the neurologists, doctors. It was like all a lie. I was misdiagnosed. So I had a second chance in life. I could do whatever I wanted, I thought, after all that. So it was just crazy. Then I quote unquote became an attorney because I'm representing myself in 6 medical malpractice cases. And so I'm living that dream at the moment, but I'm almost done, thank God. But again, it's like everything revolves around creating programs and coaching, even coaching yourself through certain, mentalities, how to like find yourself again to be like the best type of coach,
Yeah, absolutely.
Story. And that's how I got to where I am now and how I started coaching. I just created programs from my life experience, my work experience, always going. I mean, I was in the service industry for like 20 something years. I'm going to be 42. I can't believe it. So yeah, definitely over 20 years. That's so crazy to say, but you just always need to go above and beyond for your clients, create programs that you need to see exist. That's like my number one advice to new coaches is go with your gut and just create something that's not there,
Yeah.
yours.
That's
what I do.
Let me ask you, what was your mindset when you first started? Like we first started creating those programs?
Well, I was very stressed out at the moment just because of why I was creating them. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but luckily, I taught myself everything I know. So I taught myself how to design a website. I mean, I was a blogger for a long time before that, so I knew all about WordPress, but I just was excited and made a list. I'm extremely organized. Like I'm probably the most organized person you'd ever meet. I have a whole highlighting system for everything. And my mindset was great. Like I was super positive, like in regards to the actual coaching programs I was putting together. I was so excited. I made a list, like who do I want to target? Who do I want to speak to? Like who's my audience? And what do I have to offer you? Like out of all the years of travel, all the years of providing service, like what did I take away from that? What kind of business can I help other people run? There's certain coaches for certain things. You can't do everything,
Right.
Although you can do a lot, but you can't do everything. But my mindset was always positive. I was so excited about it. But then on the other end, I was like super stressed out and like kind of annoyed because like that was my life situation. So you just have to like power through it. But to answer your question with the coaching, creating it, like mindset was great because I was so excited. It was something brand new.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. How about when you went to like how did you find your first client after you created the programs?
Oh my God, who was my first client? Oh, my first clients were everybody. So when all of this happened, I had a luxury travel company in Vegas. I was producing events. I was creating super high-end experiences. So I was like the girl to come to when you needed to go to Vegas, fly your clients there, and create this like amazing luxury experience. My clients came in on their jets, their private jets. So it was super elite, super custom, and everything I created, nothing you could find anywhere else. So I was already on the internet with that, like promoting, producing, like I was already known. So when I switched it up, my clients that came to me first were businesses that I was sending clients to with my other business.
Ah, okay.
So in short, having a social media presence. That's how. LinkedIn, and LinkedIn was my number one for years. Never Facebook, never Instagram, because Instagram I could never post my clients. I had to sign a lot of NDAs, so I could never really post a lot of them. So when it came to social media, like my old Instagram photos are like the flowers I would get every Sunday at Trader Joe's. Like that's it. My presence was LinkedIn. And
Okay.
that's how it came from my other business.
Okay. So what challenges did you have besides, you mentioned the health challenges, but what kind of challenges did you come across like when you were growing your business?
I would say pivoting, because not everybody sees what goes on with your life, especially now the internet's so flooded. So many people didn't know that I was going through this health journey of mine, and like doing rounds of chemo, and they would be emailing me like, hey, we need a plane, and I'm like, oh my god, like, how do you not know? So I think my hardest part was just changing my name and changing who I was, becoming my own identity now. Like, my brand is the Happy Workaholic, and it's been that for years. Now people know me as that. And some people still call me by my old name, my old business name from like 20 years ago, but they know what I do now. So you have to kind of keep pushing out that type of content, like what it is that you do. Make it own. My struggle was nobody knew, even though you're pushing out all this kind of content on social media, at one point I was just doing consulting and coaching and social media consulting, like all that kind of coaching. And it was just hard to like be known as that person now because I was somebody else for so long. That was my struggle. But I feel like the best thing for coaches just starting is just make sure that you know like who your market is, like who do you want to coach and why.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have great content, and then you're gonna get more followers, and in the end get more clients.
Yeah, so that's a big debate or dilemma. I'm not sure if it's a debate or a dilemma, but coaches, new coaches coming in, they always question whether or not they need a niche. To get specific. And I'm a big proponent of niching down and making sure you have a specific audience that you're talking to, so you're heard through the noise. It kind of sounds like that you agree with that.
I definitely agree, but I definitely know that you could do more than just one.
Right.
Like for me, somebody will introduce me and they'll say business and life coach, entrepreneur, podcaster. That's what I go by. But what I do coach on is business 101, LinkedIn, because that's where I lived for years, always promoting myself, creating relationships. That's how one of my biggest businesses even started, because of my presence on LinkedIn. And then podcast coaching, I do more done for you services, and some I do coach. But I do so many different things that I coach on them. Well, not so many. There's 4. I've narrowed it down to 4. But they're like in rotation. So some people I work for the entire year with their business. Some we get their show done in like a month or 2 months, and I coach them and move on. But you need to, when you say niche down, like know what it is that you're good at, so that you can find that person that really needs that service. But for me, like, I've never done one thing, so 4 is like a normal for me. Like, that's a good number. I've got to tell you, 4.
So how do you stay organized, with that?
Oh my God. I love talking about being organized, Cheryl.
I do. I know that.
I've always been so organized, and I actually just did a complete rebrand on my website. I forgot to tell you, but now when you visit thehappyworkaholic.com, you can literally see it spelled out, like what's happening in my life, what's happening with my show, my different programs. I just actually launched more virtual services for coaches and getting organized in your business, because I have a whole system and I just created it. Everything we do with coaches, like, we just create. Sometimes we'll spend 5 months creating the most amazing program, and guess what? No one buys it. Then we do something in 24 hours and it sells out. Like, it's all about, I feel like, just creating an experience. That's what I do, is create an amazing experience. Like, my year-long coaching, it's called Momentum, and it's an on-demand coaching experience. So I'm basically on call for you to just voice and text me all year. That's it. Like having a coach in your back pocket, right?
Yeah.
I created that as like a luxury experience because I was missing like all my experiences I used to create. I created like, I think it was 33 or 34 luxury experiences, like out of nowhere. I was like, okay, if I came off a jet, I would want to go to this hotel, I would want to do this activity, and I would just like pitch myself until people would throw me out of their office and say, yes, we'll do it with you. So I just feel like getting organized is number one in your business when it comes to then creating, to then, sell and coach. I think that you just have to be organized, whether it's just having little scraps of paper and having them highlighted your own separate way, but like having them in a box where like, okay, these are my ideas. or you have a whole obnoxious calendar system like myself highlighted on your wall. If you guys want to see it, it's on my Instagram at the Happy Workaholic. It's in my highlights. But I post a lot about it, but you just need to find your own organization. And for me, I've just always had it. It's like in my blood. I don't even know. But I could never do anything without my systems in place. And I feel like that's really important too, that not a lot of people talk about.
Right. No, I agree. I think systems are really important in an organization. You know, even if you start out with just small, simple systems to begin with,
Yeah.
and then you can grow with it as your business grows.
Sanity too. Like if you're in the middle of a launch and you have stuff everywhere.
Right.
I mean, some people thrive in chaos. I cannot. I mean, I can in certain situations, but I just think I traveled for over a decade. So I had to have, my life in one piece of luggage and my work in another piece of luggage. So like I had to find a system for like all these jobs I had. And then that's what just makes you a better coach, a better person, and, better human all around. I feel like
Yeah.
getting organized.
Yeah,
If it
absolutely. I
starts
agree.
and goes into your office, that's fine too.
Yep, I agree. So with all this going on that you have your 4 different kind of areas of your business, and you've had some big challenges as far as, medical, and then being misdiagnosed and now having to kind of pursue that. But what do you have to do like consistently to keep your mindset up? Like, what are some tips that you can give people that you do to keep yourself positive?
Well, I appreciate you saying consistently, because that's the thing. That's the key. It's like if you want to lose weight, well, are you doing what are you doing to get towards that goal? You have to be consistent. And it's just the same thing with everything else in life. So for me, it's my gratitude practice. So in the morning I wake up, that's huge. I'm waking up. For nights I thought I couldn't sleep for years because I thought I was going to die in my sleep. So I just, now that I can wake up, that's like already like a given. Like it's amazing. So I wake up with gratitude. I do some meditations. I like short ones. I can't do like the whole 30, 45. It's just too much. Like
Yeah,
I
I
try
can.
really hard, but it's just no.
Yeah.
So I do quick meditations. I have all these different playlists I like to listen to on Spotify. Music is a huge part of my life. And what else is part of my gratitude practice? I do a lot of breath work. Almost half my clients are breathwork facilitators, so they're trained in this. So I hear it all day long. So I finally like got into it, preaching it to me. So I do breath work, which is really for anxiety right now, and PTSD and trauma and everything I have. But just waking up and having gratitude and just keeping my mind right, because a lot of the time, especially now because of COVID and everything going on, I
Mm,
keep flashbacks of like what's happened to me, and then I immediately have to change my mind. Like you have to work at it, which is
right.
so hard. It's literally the hardest thing, but by me working on it and me being a better person and feeling better, who am I going to be better for? My client.
Right.
And
So kind
sometimes I have to cancel, and that's okay, because like you don't want to hear my voice right now.
of yeah, so taking care of you first, and that makes you better to take care of for others. Uh,
Yeah.
that's like, and I talk about that a lot, is the oxygen mask. Put your own oxygen mask on first before you help others, because
I love that. And especially like if you're new and you're trying to like break into the coaching industry and you want to do all the things and you're running around and you're crazy busy and you have a million thoughts running in your mind, like you need to just step back and like calm it down, because you're going to be better with your launch, better with your coaches. Like when you're all over the place, they know that. And I
right,
only am preaching this because I've already been through all of that. I've already been the crazy person. Like I've already been the unorganized. Like, so I know what works best.
yeah, yeah. All right, so let me ask you this: when you want to call in more or take your business up a notch, what do you do?
I pitch myself. I have a media kit, and I pitch the person whose show I want to be on. I pitch the brand who I want to have a great working relationship to share their products or their services with my audience. I pitch myself on for TV shows, for podcasts, for networks. I just pitch, 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 pitch.
So what would you tell our listeners as like maybe one or two steps to really be good at pitching themselves?
I would say practice on video. I would say, it's just like knowing who you're speaking to, knowing your audience. You need to do your research, number one. Whatever you want to get done, you have to do your research. For example, if I am pitching a brand that has a Pepsi affiliate and I have a Coke product, do you think that's going to work out? No. If they even take the time for a meeting and those words come out of my mouth, they're going to be like, I can't believe she didn't do her research. So I feel like whatever it is in life, like this is business and personal, like you have to do your research. If you're looking for a specialist, a doctor, you have to get multiple opinions. You have to do your research. That's the first thing people do. So
Right.
always organize and do your research. And when it comes to pitching, just be confident. I mean, you're going to be nervous most of the time. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes it just flows, but have a script, have something created and ready and just pitch with your friends. And even if it's just like another coaching opportunity, or if you wanted to be affiliated with like a larger brand that has coaches or something like that, maybe, or enhance your own brand and get more followers online, things like that. Like when I say pitch yourself, that also means get on a Facebook Live and share your story. That's pitching yourself to the world.
Right. Yeah. So just putting yourself out there and then doing the research, and then just do it. Reach out and use a script if you have to, but reach out to the people that you want to work with.
Yeah, and your script is your story. So by sharing your story, you become relatable. When you're relatable, somebody wants to talk to you, and then they're going to want to buy from you, and it's going to happen so seamlessly because they don't have another question in their mind. They already have a relationship with you. They trust you, so they're going to want to buy from you. So the more you share your story, that's my tagline all the time: share your story and never give up, because it's all I do every day.
Right. And it works well for you.
Thank you. I have a lot of
It does. It really does. All right. So
everybody's relatable to somebody else.
yes, absolutely. And there's the law of attraction, and what you put out into the universe comes back. So if you're sharing your story, the people that are meant to hear it and that you're meant to serve come back. That's what I believe too.
That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, that's a whole nother show. Okay, so tell me, what do you like or love best about being an entrepreneur?
That I can create anything I want any day, anytime.
Yeah.
I love the hustle. I love the grind. I love the creating process. I love that I can make my own schedule. I love being able to work with other people. I miss real life connection at the moment. Although a lot of my clients are scattered around the country and in Canada, but I have met a lot of them in real life, and I just miss like hugging. I miss like people, but yeah, it's just crazy right now these times. But
Yeah. But it'll end. We'll have a different norm, I think, but it'll end at some point. So when so thinking about that, like these crazy times, but if you want to turn something around, like kind of when you're feeling like you're not making headway, or you feel like things are kind of crashing in, what do you do to push past it?
for me, the first thing I do is I just take time for myself, because I've tried the other ways. I've tried to power through it. I've tried to, get on calls and record, or get on coaching calls, and I'm not my best self for my clients. So it just doesn't make any sense to try. You need to just take a break, give yourself some time, whether it's just a couple hours or it's a day, or maybe you need a week. I just took 4 days off. Well, really 3, but I don't even know when I did that last. Like, I didn't do anything. We were talking before we hit record about time. Where is the time going? How are these days flying by? And I forgot to tell you, and I was going to tell you, we started talking about the ice cubes. When I took my days off, they flew by, and I literally did nothing. I mean, I was in my pajamas for 48 hours. Like, that's a very rare moment for me. And I would say just like take a breather, journal it out, go for a walk, do some meditation, talk to your friends. Just take a break and make a list. Obviously, because I'm so organized, I love my list. Make a list, like just 3 things at a time, what you can accomplish, like moving through that situation and getting past it. Just write things down, maybe even if it's just like one thing at a time. You finish it, you check it, move on to the next. But you just need to take a break, strategize, and then figure out how you feel good while you move forward or, through it.
Right.
That's my.
All right. Awesome. So if you could kind of sum up one tip to help new coaches, build their business, be more successful, what would you say?
I would say get organized and have systems and a strategy in place.
Yeah.
Content.
Yeah,
Have to have ready.
I agree.
That's for any kind of coach. This is all like back of the house, like operational stuff. Like set yourself up for success.
Yeah. So have a plan,
Mm-hmm.
have a system, have something worked out, which a lot of coaches don't realize is that those systems, those, back end business things can really push a business forward.
Exactly. And also create a schedule for yourself. I have a schedule where I only record Wednesdays and Thursdays because I am talking to certain clients Monday, Tuesdays. I have appointments on Fridays. That's my schedule online. And then my schedule for like social media has certain things every day. So like Tuesdays and Thursdays, I do LinkedIn blogs. My shows go out Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So create a calendar for yourself, whether it's just writing it down or making it available online. Just have, and this goes for your content as well, like just create a system. I know you use, who do you use for your content? You schedule it out?
Yeah, I use Hootsuite.
Yeah, Hootsuite. So you're scheduling everything out. Like that's huge. You think you're gonna sit there every single day and do all this social media? We need to be efficient with our time. But like
Right.
just making everything as simple as possible. Something else I do on the first of every month is I don't talk to anyone because that's my end of the month day. So I have all my clients' work on my computer in folders, but then I put it on my external hard drive, back up my devices, tally up all my downloads, social media numbers. Like that's just the first of the month what I do. Like that's just another one of my systems. So just feeling it out. Like, do I like to work in this environment or do I want to work in this type of environment? And the great thing about being a coach and being an entrepreneur is you can create it yourself. Just
Right.
create a system that works and you like your own schedule.
Yeah. Awesome. So what are some resources that you would give, like either books or websites or, things along those lines?
Well, I have a bunch of resources on my website that'll get organized. They're all free. Actually, the PDF, no, it's an Excel spreadsheet I use to organize all my downloads and my social media stats. You can actually use that. Say you're a stay-at-home mom and you need to organize your kids' schooling now and all of that. You just plug in the names. So that's a great resource to get you organized with a digital form. Some people like Google Docs. That's an Excel spreadsheet, so you can just copy and paste it in there. Another resource would just be, just doing your research. You could do your research with Google.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as actual like documents, I have a bunch on my site that just will help you like get organized and get systems in place. They're all free. Everything's free. I just want to help as many people as I can, like with that stuff, because I feel like nobody, and it's not even just for coaches. Like, well, say you are a coach and then you're like, wait, I need it in my personal life now too. And you could totally do that. So just get everything in order, get everything in place.
Yeah. What do you have a favorite book that's that like inspired you or author?
I don't have a favorite, but I really do love Bethany Frankel. I think she's an incredible entrepreneur. She's had a number of businesses. I just really relate to her. A Place of Yes is one of her books. I love Big Magic, Elizabeth Gilbert. Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. I'm reading that right now.
Oh, awesome.
Jensen Cheryl. I like her books. I haven't read the newest one. The Yellow and the Green. I forget the names.
Is that the financial one? You're a badass at making money?
Yeah. Making money, but there's one that came before that, and then now there's like a new one. I just remember the colors because me and my colors. That's how I remember. But yeah, I mean, I bounce around with books, whether they're entrepreneurial or creative, and that just goes with how I'm feeling, really.
Yeah. All right. So where can our audience learn more about you?
All they need to do is visit thehappyworkaholic.com. As I mentioned earlier, I just did a whole new rebrand. I'm so excited about it. You can listen to all of my episodes. You can see all my coaching programs, my series for my show, all of my social media accounts. I spend most of my time on Instagram, so I'm at the Happy Workaholic there. I have a ton of stories all highlighted, but everything is on my website, thehappyworkaholic.com. And the Happy Workaholic podcast is available worldwide. I'm pretty sure I'll hit 70 countries tomorrow, and that is on every platform podcasts are available.
Amazing. That's amazing.
So grateful.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us today and for all your inspiration. Your story is very inspiring, and your dedication and hard work. You're always working and always trying to help. So I love that. So thank you so much for joining us. And hey, if you guys have any questions for Kelly, make sure that you let us know in the Facebook group or on any of the social media outlets of hers or mine. And then also, if you'd like to get in touch with Kelly, yeah, like she said, Instagram, she's on the most, and I actually love her Instagram page. So make sure that you visit her there. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.